Hey everybody, Mr. Corbis here on this lovely Tuesday morning. Today we are going to go over our assignment, what you're going to do over the next couple of days, and we're going to show you the questions that you are going to submit. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our Schoology page under Earth Science 8 because that is where you are. On our Schoology page you will see the Elements and Compounds assignment. You will go ahead, open up that link. And here we go. You're going to see this cool looking chemical reaction right here. So how this is going to go, I'm going to quickly kind of read through this so you guys can picture this as time if you would like. Then we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the pictures and what's being referred to in the paragraphs. And then I will get you guys going on your questions and resources that are going to help you. So right away, elements and compounds, we are talking about the most simple things that exist. So even anything like this coffee mug, right, is made out of these microscopic elements. They can be broken down no further than elements. They have atoms. They have something called protons, neutrons. We're going to get to all those. And everything from this mask to this water bottle to myself as a human is made up of elements and compounds. So we're talking super microscopic here. So right away, you see this beaker with the bluish color that kind of has a cool chemical reaction going on. What's happening in this beaker? The bubbles indicate that vapor is being formed, which lets you know that a chemical reaction is taking place. Many chemical reactions are going on constantly inside your body. In fact, there are probably thousands of chemical reactions occurring every second in every one of your cells. As all living things are comprised of cells, understanding how chemicals work is essential to understanding how living things work. So even in your body are all kinds of chemical reactions every time you breathe, every time you eat, especially digestion, the chemistry inside your body, and all the work your body does that you don't have to think about is really amazing. All right, so we are now talking about the elements. If you pull a flower petal from a plant and break it in half, and then take that piece and break it in half again, and take the next piece and break it in half, and so on until you cannot even see the flower anymore, what do you think you will find? We know that a flower petal is made of cells, but what are cells made of? Scientists have broken down matter, or anything that takes up space and has mass, like a cell, into the smallest pieces that cannot be broken down anymore. Every physical object, including rocks, animals, flowers, and your body, are all made up of matter. Matter is made up of a mixture of things called elements. Elements are substances that cannot be broken down into simpler substances. There are more than 100 known elements, and 92 occur naturally around us. The others have been made only in a laboratory. Inside of elements, you will find identical atoms. An atom is the simplest and smallest particle of matter that still has chemical properties of the element. Atoms are the building block of all elements that make up the matter in your body and any other living or non-living thing. Atoms are so small that only the world's most powerful microscopes can see them. So we have microscopes around our classroom. You guys know this. Even those microscopes will not be anywhere powerful enough to see how small an atom is. So again, you could take any object. We could use this cool looking bug right here. We could use the wood around it, the bug itself, the paper that is printed on. We could do anything, and we could break it up into the different elements that it's made of. So for example, the wood, a lot of it would be carbon, and we could break that down and see all the different atoms that are so microscopic, right? We need like a super powerful high-tech microscope to even be able to see. All right, so I'm right here in the reading. Atoms themselves are composed of even smaller particles, including positively charged protons, uncharged neutrons, and negatively charged electrons. Protons and neutrons are located in the center of an atom, or the nucleus, and the electrons move around the nucleus. How many protons an atom has is determined what element it is. For example, hydrogen has just one proton. Helium always has 2 protons, like in the figure below, while sodium has 11. So right here in this picture, you see helium, okay, and in the nucleus, which is what you see by the blue and red right here, it has 2 protons and 2 neutrons in the nucleus. So as I said before, protons and neutrons make up the nucleus, and these yellow things on the outside flying around, those are going to be electrons. All atoms of a particular element have the exact same number of protons, and the number of protons, that is the element's atomic number. An atom usually has the same amount of protons and electrons, but sometimes an atom may gain or lose an electron, giving the atom a positive or negative charge. These atoms are known as ions and are depicted with a plus or a minus sign. Ions such as H+, which is hydrogen, Na+, which is sodium, K+, which is potassium, or Cl-, which is chlorine, have significant biological roles. In other words, they are found in your body. Okay, and finally, the periodic table. In 1869, a Russian scientist named Dmitry Mendeleev created the periodic table, which is a way of organizing elements according to their unique characteristics like atomic number, density, boiling point, and other values. Each element is represented by one or two letter symbol. For example, H stands for hydrogen, and AU stands for gold. The vertical columns in the periodic table are known as groups. So vertical meaning they're going up and down. And elements and groups tend to have very similar properties. The table is also divided into rows, known as periods, so that would be going across. All right, and last paragraph before we get to your guys' assignment. A molecule is any combination of two or more atoms. The oxygen in the air we breathe is two oxygen atoms connected by a chemical bond to form O2, or molecular oxygen. In other words, that is the air we breathe in, are two oxygen molecules bound together. A carbon dioxide molecule is a combination of one carbon atom and two oxygen atoms, CO2. Because carbon dioxide includes two different elements, it is a compound as well as a molecule. So a compound is two different elements, so we have C for carbon, O for oxygen. They're together, that's a compound. Molecule as many atoms bound together. A compound is any combination of two or more different elements. A compound has different properties from the elements that it contains. Elements and combination of elements or compounds make up the many types of matter in the universe. A chemical reaction is a process that breaks or forms the bonds between atoms and molecules and compounds. For example, two hydrogens and one oxygen bound together to make water, H2O. The molecules that come together and start chemical reaction are the reactants. So hydrogen and oxygen are reactants. The products and the end result of the reaction in this example is water. Atoms also come together to form compounds much larger than water. It is some of these large compounds that come together to form the basis of a cell. So essentially, your cells are made out of compounds, which are made of atoms. All right, that was a lot. I know that. When I come back next week, we are totally going to break that down by like 2,000%. Just real quick on the recording, I want to see what my time is at. Okay, we're doing okay. Your assignment for today, you are going to completely ignore the questions. What you're going to do is you are going to look up and define every bold word. So going through, right, we have matter that is in bold. We have elements that are in bold. We've got protons, neutrons, electrons. So you're going to go through and you're going to find all of the bold words. So we got molecule, compound, reactants, products. You're going to define those. Now, some of those you'll be able to find in here. So for example, scientists have broken down matter, or anything that takes up space and has mass. That just gave you the definition of matter. So that's nice. That's really nice. But others you're going to have to look up. If you cannot find them in here, you're going to put that on a notability page. You're going to submit that for your Tuesday assignment, which will be in Schoology. So when I go to Schoology and you have elements and compounds, you're going to submit that assignment in that Dropbox, and that is your assignment for day one. So again, you read the article, or we read the article, you look up the bold words, you submit it. That is your assignment for day one. Okay, and tomorrow for day two, we will start over again. If you have any questions, please email me. Please send me a message on Schoology, and have a good rest of your day.